Welcome back. This is 1371 of our Ultimate Decades Challenge, Part B. And as you can see, we are starting off here on our spreadsheet, and we have several birthdays that we need to get through today in this first part of the episode. We have Angela Like, Eugene Petechia, and Ulrich Petechia aging up to toddlers. And so we are going to go ahead and start off by rolling for them to see if they can go ahead and age up. They can't roll a 1, 4, 8, 12, or 15. So let's go ahead and open up our dice and see if they can go ahead and survive their rolls. So if we go ahead and give a roll for Angela Like, we're going to roll for her. She rolls an 18 and survives. For Eugene, he rolls a 20 and survives. And Ulrich rolls a 2 and survives. So all three of them are going to go ahead and be able to make it on to toddlers, and they get 16 days. So let's go ahead and get them where they belong on the spreadsheet here. And now we are just going to go ahead and jump into the game, and we are going to go and age them up one by one. So first and foremost, we're gonna go see the Like residents, and we will go and age up Angela Like. So let's go now to the game and age up Angela. Okay, we have arrived here in the Like residence, and this is little Angela. We are just going to go ahead and age her up to a toddler, and we are going to see her age up here. So let's go ahead and get her aged up to a toddler, and we will see her once she ages up, and we will hop into cast with her. Okay, let's just go into cast with her and age her up. For whatever reason, that didn't seem to work, and we will turn her into a toddler. All right, so for a toddler, she is going to be a charmer. And let's go ahead and give her her little makeover here. And obviously the Like residence wears the white clothing, so we'll put her in her white clothes. And there is Angela Like as a toddler. Let's get her photo for the family tree and go ahead and jump back into the game. We're gonna go and see Eugene Petechia and age him up to a toddler as well. All right, so Eugene and Ulrich are both here in this household. We're going to age both of them up. So let's go ahead and hop into cast with them and age them up to toddlers because these two are twins. So we're going to start with Eugene. We're going to age him up to a toddler. He is going to be a charmer as well. So let's go ahead and give him his little makeover here and get his photo for the family tree. Oh, he is adorable. Petechias are in the green color. All right, so there is Eugene. And then let's go ahead and age up Ulrich. Ulrich is going to be aging up also to a toddler, and he is going to be slow to warm up temperament. This little guy is blonde like his mom. right, and there's little Ulrich. And let's go ahead and jump into the game. And we are going to go and jump in with our main household so that we can continue on with their story. Okay, so we have arrived here in our main household. We are just going to go ahead and check on everyone and make sure everyone is doing okay. It does look like everyone is starting to feel a little bit hungry. So I am just going to have them go ahead and get themselves something to eat here. And then they will be able to obviously take care of a little bit of their needs. So we'll just have them grab something to eat. All right, so Bella is hungry. Oh, they're both laying here on this. All right, great. Let's go ahead and get her to come and feed Bella. And how is Allard? Allard is doing fine. All right, great. Okay, so we just have her going ahead and putting Allard in the bed here so that we can go ahead and give Bella a little bit of a feed because he was kind of in the way. So she's just going to go ahead and give Bella a feed because Bella is feeling a little bit hungry, which is perfect. So we're going to go ahead and just feed her here. And then we will continue on with some of our probably chores for the day here. We do need to go ahead and take care of the family here. We're probably going to go ahead and get DeMarcus to work on a little bit of nectar making today. I think that we probably need to get him working on a little bit of nectar making just because he has taken up that hobby a little bit. And so I think it would be good for him to continue on doing that. And also, I think at some point we are going to want to get him out hunting because I think the family is going to need a little bit of food so that we can make sure we have things that we have in the house that we can cook. So I will probably be sending him out hunting at some point today and even possibly sending Juliana out so that she can go foraging a little bit. But for now, he's just going to go ahead. I'm going to have him repair this sink since it's broken. As you can see, they're kind of working together here trying to get things cleaned up. So he's going to go ahead and repair this broken sink. So he's just going to repair that while Juliana is taking care of the children. And I'm just going to have her go ahead and evolve these plants that are out here that need to be evolved. I do think that because it is Saturday, I think it is spring harvest today. So whenever it lets us know that it is time for spring harvest, we'll go ahead and we'll get her out here so that she can do the harvesting, which will be fantastic. And we'll be able to harvest some of these plants so that we can have some food stocks that we'll be able to use for cooking. So that will be good. But for now, I'm just going to get her up here. She can go ahead and sell this painting and we will continue on with that. And maybe she will even want to go ahead and do a little bit of painting some more things as well. So I do think that Xavier is really happy for his sister that she's gone ahead and had a child, or well, 2 children actually. I do think that he is really happy for her that she has expanded the family. Obviously, she is not the current heir. We do hope that Xavier is still going to be the heir and that things are going to work out for him. But in the event that Juliana does have to end up going ahead and being the heir for the family, she already has herself a ready-made family and a son that could take over in the future, assuming that Allard goes ahead and does live. So that's fantastic that we have that already in place. So that's really great news for the family in the event that Juliana does end up having to take over the heirship of this family. So we absolutely love that her family is growing and that in the event she does have to become the heir, she already has a son. So that's perfect news. And as we know, DeMarcus is thrilled about this. You know, he wanted children and you know, he was hoping that he was going to have a son, and we had a daughter first, and he was thinking, oh, well, I had a daughter, and I'll just try again for a son. And then we had a little boy, and he was like, oh my God, I got 2 for the price of 1. This is fantastic news. So he's thrilled, of course, with this news. I think Juliana is pretty ecstatic about the fact that she ended up having twins as well. I mean, it's hard, but she's like, okay, it's fine. So yes, it is spring harvest. As you can see, I am going to need to get her to go ahead and come over here and do a little bit of harvesting. So we will go ahead and queue up for her to do the harvest. So we'll definitely get her out here to do that. She's feeling really, really tired. She's like, I just want to go to bed. But I do need to get her out here doing this harvest. Oh my God, the plant's reset. Oh no, we're not going to be able to do the harvest now. Okay, for some reason our plants reset and now we're not going to be able to participate in the harvest. So we just lost our crop, which is devastating news for this family because now they're not going to have a crop to gather for the spring harvest, and we're not going to have anything to cook with, which is actually really, really devastating for this family. But that being said, we also need to go ahead and we need to roll for our next season. So if we go ahead and we pull up the dice for that, we can go ahead and see what we're going to get as far as rolling for the next season to find out what we're going to have for that. So let's go ahead and pull our dice up so that we can find out what we're going to have for our next season. At least then we can go ahead and change our lot trait to go ahead and go forward with that. So we'll pull up our dice and we'll open up a D4 and we'll give it a roll. And we rolled a 4. So if we open up our spreadsheet and look at the farming tab, then we'll be able to see that for farming and rolling a 4, we get a bug zone. So that is not necessarily ideal. In the past this season we had a great soil. And for the next season, we're going to have a bug zone. So I'm going to go ahead and open up build mode, and we will change our lot trait to a bug zone. And unfortunately for our next season, we will be having a bug zone, which is kind of crappy, but unfortunately that is what it is. So yeah, it just happens that sometimes that's the way it goes. I mean, it could have been worse. We could have got a blight zone, so I'll deal with bugs more so than I would rather a blight zone. So let's go ahead and we will set our bug zone up, and then we will continue on with the game here. Looks like Juliana is feeling a little bit hungry, so I'm just going to have her go in here and kind of clean up a little bit and maybe make a meal for the family. She can go ahead and make some boiled eggs. I'm just going to get her to do a party size of that. And then we are going to get her to also make a bread basket. So we'll get her making a little bit of food in here, which will be fantastic. I do think that we possibly need to go ahead and get some foraging done because we need some more food in the house. I'm going to get DeMarcus up as well and have him go ahead and maybe go out and go hunting so that we can get some meat in the house. So after he gets something to eat here, I'm just going to get him to go ahead and go out, and he will go hunting. And he can get us some food. And then when he gets back from going hunting, we will probably send Juliana out to go foraging, and we'll see if we can find some new things that we can forage in the forest. That way we can have some things to forage or to plant in our garden, because right now we have quite a few things here growing, but if you notice, we have some grapes, we have some strawberries, and we have potatoes, we have garlic, lemons, we have trash plants and basil and parsley and sage and things like that. And we have some apples, but a lot of the things that we have are things that her dad used for nectar making, but we don't really have things that we need to cook. So she's going to want things that she can go ahead and cook with. And so we are going to go ahead and want that. So I am going to go ahead and get her to go foraging so that we can obviously have food in the house for her to go ahead and make meals. So we'll just get her to do that. So as soon as DeMarcus gets back from going hunting for meat, we'll have her go and do some foraging out in the forest as well. So that'll be perfect. It looks like Bella's good. I am going to have her go up and feed Allard because he is feeling, or come in the room here, I guess I should say, and feed Allard because he is starting to feel a little bit hungry. So we're going to just get her to come take care of him. So we'll get her to give him a little bit of a feed here. So she's just getting some dough ready for the bread basket that she's trying to make. And then she's going to go ahead and take care of the little ones. All right, so she's made a bread basket. DeMarcus is home from hunting, so we are just going to check and see what he got. So it looks like he got us a couple of chickens, and he got a turkey. Okay, that's fantastic. And then I'm just going to let her go ahead and take care of Allard, and then we're going to send her out foraging. That's the dye. I don't want to make the dye. That's the bread basket, and so let's try something else here. All right, so she can make chunky vegetable stew when she gets home, so that will be perfect. So I'm just going to send her out foraging now, and then we can go ahead and see what she gets when she gets back. And DeMarcus is just going to obviously go ahead and take care of the little ones while she's gone. And it looks like Manu is calling and wanting to chat with him. We'll just say he's sent him a letter. So he's just reading a letter from Manu. Obviously, Juliana is feeling pretty tired, so when she comes home, we'll have her take a little bit of a rest. I really wish that you would not do that. And we're just going to go ahead and get him crafting a little bit of nectar here. Why can't you craft the nectar? Oh, finish or discard the batch. Okay, let's finish this. How do I do that? Oh my gosh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, let me get them a nectar maker back because I just destroyed the whole bloody object.
Uh-huh. Ha! Scudo.
All right, so we are just going to get Juliana to come on outside and do a little bit of planting if this guy doesn't do all the planting instead. Because honestly, like, I don't want grapes there. Go ahead, Juliana, and get out here and do some of this planting. You come in here and do some repairing when you're done because everything is broken. Juliana is like, I just want to go to bed. I'm exhausted. I know, but go ahead and plant some of this stuff. So it does look like we have ourselves a water leak, so we are going to have to go ahead and fix the water leaks, and then we will obviously need to clean up the the puddles in the floor. She did not go ahead and finish planting everything. All right, come and take care of your little one. He needs a feed. She's like, oh my God, I am so tired if I don't get to bed soon. You have got to feed both of these babies, though, because they are hungry. So I'm going to have her feed both of the babies, and then we'll let Juliana go ahead and go to bed. Everyone's going to go ahead and head off to bed here. How's it coming, DeMarcus? He's like, this is no joke. Trying to fix this stuff is really difficult. I know it is. But I think you're doing a pretty good job, if I do say so myself. Oh my gosh, it's taken forever. You can't replace it either. It has to be repaired. Okay, well, it's just gonna have to leak for a while because honestly, like, we can't get it fixed. He's been repairing it for forever. He is exhausted. Alright, Juliana, I hate to do this to you, but Allard is needing to be fed again. So go ahead and get up and come take care of your little one. And then maybe you can repair this. Oh, and Bella's learned to laugh. Okay, we love that. It is officially the next day of the year here, and we need to go ahead and do a birthday for Benjamin Petechia and Sabrina von Schwan. So we do need to go ahead and roll for them. Both of them are going ahead and becoming toddlers. So let's go ahead and we will roll for them. So if we pull up our dice, they can't roll a 1, 4, 8, 12, or 15. So if we roll our dice for them, we will go ahead and see how they do. So for Benjamin, if we give him a roll, he rolls a 5 and he survives. And Sabrina rolls a 15 and she is going to die. All right, Sabrina, you are going to die when? Let's do a D4 and give it a roll. She's going to die this year. All right, so we will go ahead and we will roll for Sabrina to see when or what she's dying from. So let's do a infant to toddler death and figure out what she's dying from. Exposure or freezing. All right. So we will just put Sabrina von Schwan. And then on our info tab, and she is deceased in October of 1371. And she is dying from freezing. I don't think that's a category that I have. Yeah, no. Let's add that. All right. Sabrina is going to be passing away. So let's go ahead though and add Benjamin where he needs to go. So he's going to get 16 days. All right, Benjamin Petechia is getting aged up then. And let's go ahead and we will go ahead and go over and age up Benjamin now. All right, here is little Benjamin Petechia with his head in the counter cabinets. So let's go ahead and hop into cast with him, and we will age him up to a toddler. And as a toddler, he is going to be slow to warm up temperament. And as a Petechia, he is in the green color. And there is little Benjamin. Now we are going to go and visit the Von Schwann family and age up Sabrina, get her photo for the family tree, and then we will have to kill her, unfortunately. All right, here is little Sabrina. Let's go ahead and hop into cast with her and give her her toddler update, and then we will go ahead and kill her due to her freezing. So as a toddler, she was going to have a thinking developmental delay. And there is little Sabrina. Alright, so unfortunately, as we can see, everyone is really distraught over the fact that Sabrina has now passed away. They are really, really upset by her loss.
Honey. Oh, grilled.
And Sabrina here, we will have to look and see when she was born.
Okay. Honey.
1369. All right, so 1369 to 1371. And we're going to go ahead and put this in Conrad's, and Conrad is going to travel to the cemetery and lay his daughter to rest. All right, so we have made it here to the cemetery. We are just going to go ahead and place her in the cemetery here. It is now time for us to go ahead and delete some more of this row, but we will do that a little bit later, I think. But yeah, we have lost one more family member. I'm just going to go ahead and go back home with Conrad here, and we will continue on with the Von Schwans. And as we know, I think because they are vampires, we will probably go ahead and continue to try to let them have more children. They are immortal, so they would be able to continue having more children. They aren't really bound by the rule of, stopping having children when they're adults, because they're not ever going to die. They would just continue to have children, and so we would continue to try to get him to have kids. And so they're going to try to continue building their family and their legacy. All right, so we've made it back here in the family home of the Von Schwan family. As you can see, they are very, very upset over the loss of their daughter. But we have, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do. He's just going to go up here and cry it out a little bit, because obviously he's feeling really, really sad over the fact, look, she's over here hibernating. The poor dear. I feel so bad for her. I think that he would really be mourning the loss of her. Like, he's thinking to himself, we're having all of these vampire children, but they keep passing away. And, yes, they have been avoiding being executed due to the vampire hunts, but they're not escaping death still. Like, they're still dying. And he is distraught over that, because he's thinking, we're supposed to be immortal, and yet here we are still dying. And it's really making him very, very sad.
Oh, Fibane. Oh,
And the Grim is just hanging out. Like, can you please go home? Just go away.
Dosha, Barza Kazohi, Zarda Below,
So I'm going to have Alba travel. She's going to go and visit her brother, because as we know, Archibald has married Danica Del Madonna, and Danica and him have been trying to have a baby. I think that she would want to come over and visit and see how they're doing, because as we know, they're continually trying for a baby, and obviously they're not doing well with this, because they keep having stillborn children. But I think that what she's going to do here is she's going to come and she's going to say, I think that the problem that you're having with these babies is because you're human and she's a vampire, and if you were a vampire, I think you guys would have better options for children. And he's like, do you think so? And she's like, I do. And he's like, well, then will you go ahead and turn me? And she's like, I would love to do that for you. So she's going to go ahead and she's going to turn him into a vampire so that he can have better odds of going ahead and having better luck for having children with Danica, because Albas convinced him that the reason he's having stillborns is because of their mixed bloodlines. And so he is like, I'm willing to try anything. If you think that it's because I'm human, then I'll go ahead and I will become a vampire. So Archibald has gone ahead and he has decided to turn himself into a vampire. And we are going to go ahead and get these two to try again for another baby. So I'm going to just switch to control this household here. And then we will go ahead and we will try to get Archibald and Danica to try for another child, because as we know, he desperately wants to have a child, and they keep trying, and unfortunately they are having stillborns. And of course Alba is like, I think you should give it some time before you try again. And he's like, we'll try again, and if this one fails while I'm human, then obviously we'll know that you're correct. And she's like, okay, that's fine, you do it your way. So they're gonna try again for another baby. If this baby obviously doesn't make it, then they know that while he's human, they clearly can't have children. But obviously he has gone ahead and taken this vampire turning into a vampire. He's trying to become a vampire because he wants to be able to have children. So they're going to go ahead and they are going to go ahead and try for a baby. So they're attempting to try again and hoping that this one will be successful. She's like, you know, we've lost 2 babies already. And he's like, I understand that, but we're going to try again. And if it doesn't work, then I've gone ahead and my sister's turned me into a vampire, and then we'll try again once I'm a full vampire. And obviously, you know, maybe that will be the you know, better chances for us. And Danica's like, okay, that sounds like a good plan. So they are obviously trying here again. Hopefully this will be successful for them. And we will go ahead and be able to have a little bit of a baby together in this family, which will be perfect because, as we know, we definitely want her to go ahead and be expecting. We're just going to get Danica to go in here and pee on a little bit of wheat and see if she's expecting. And she is. So she did get pregnant with that, which is good. But obviously we won't know if she is going to be successful in this, or if the baby's going to be stillborn until she has the baby. So we will have to obviously find that information out later on. Go ahead and resume this mac and cheese. He's like, I don't know that I actually want this mac and cheese. He's kind of not really feeling, I mean, he's feeling hungry, but he's kind of losing his appetite for human food. Because of him turning into a vampire. But he's like, I'm hungry, but like, I don't know, I'm kind of nauseous as well. And so he doesn't really, you know, feel all that great currently. He's strangely hungry. His appetite is increasing, but he's not really hungry for food. He becomes disgusted by food in question mark, question mark, question mark. All right, so everyone's going to go ahead and head home. They're leaving here now, and we're just going to have our little couple here. And that's fantastic. So as you can see, Danica's just in there practicing singing in front of the mirror. She is having a really good time here, which is wonderful news. We have us another baby on the way, which is great. And the whole town, all of our communities are trying to prepare for 1372, because in 1372 we have a battle that is going to be happening. So we will be facing that as well. So everyone's trying to kind of get ready for that. Everyone's nerves are a little bit worried about how that's going to go down. So we do have that to kind of look forward to. But that all being said, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you guys in our next episode of the Ultimate Decades Challenge, where we are going to be seeing the Battle of La Rochelle in the 1372 episode, where you guys will be seeing that on stream actually on Saturday. And we will be having several birthdays, and we also will be having a marriage. And yeah, there's kind of a lot going on in 1372 that's going to be coming up. Obviously we'll be having a birth, because Danica will probably be having her baby in 1372. And so there is going to be a lot going on. So I will see you then. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.